Alright guys, WordPress results from our first webinar series, the first batch of people we put through. Some of them gave us results, some of them are still working on results, they're just kind of behind in the homework. And some of the guys just don't want to give us results because now that they realize what they have, they don't want to show us. But anybody that wants to work on our production line's got to show us results. And so we wound up collecting quite a few, and I'm going to go ahead and walk you through some of that. Some of these guys perform better, some not so well. It's just where everybody starts. But let me walk you through and show you something that's going on anyway. I mean, everybody's wondering, and let me show you what's up. Okay, first of all, you recognize this, all right? That's one of the very first runs done with the Mowg-WordPress system we created. And we had some number of thousand results that was higher than this. And so when you look at the site command, this just means right here, Google show us every page that is physically on that website. Okay, so that's what that is. So there's 3,360 pages on that website, and this site's a few months old. But it used to be a higher number. The reason it's lower is we shifted strategies when we realized the value of the social networking backlinks. And so we focused on that. So our first test was to see if we could get some. So let me show you how that looks. Now, keeping in mind this is all the sitemap really for that site that got indexed by Google. I mean, there could be 50,000 pages on the site, but Google only indexed that many. However, that's not true. Google indexed virtually every page at one point. And some of them are slipping off, but that's okay. That's because we changed our strategy a bit. In other words, we're improving the system. Take a look at this. This is a different way of putting it. This is saying, Google, show me every page on the internet that has that, at least that, on it. Okay, show me anywhere where that exists. And of course it's unique because it's the actual website, mythepeoplesprogram.com. No one else has it, just this guy. Okay, and there's 4,660 results. Well, what do you think some of those are? Some of those are the 3,360 from the actual site. The rest, what do you think they are? Because it's really another 1,300, right? 1,300. Those are backlinks. And the backlinks mean simply that more people on different websites going through those websites can see a link to this guy's program. All right, that's a very big deal. Okay, let me show you another example. Now that we realized that worked, we tried another example. So here we have cashgiftingreviews.com, 3,590. Again, same thing. There were more pages indexed before directly off the site, but we started focusing on the backlinks. That means Twitter, Facebook, MySpace, and a bunch of RSS feeds and a bunch of other sites that all got automated into the process. You create a page and it alerts all those sites as to what's going on. So you can alert tons of sites and you wind up with tons of backlinks. And that's along with RSS feeds. Take a look at this. If you look at how many times cash gifting reviews show up, look at that. 54,500. How many of you see sites that big with backlinks that large? Okay, I can tell you very big sites like TireRack.com in South Bend has outfitted a set of tires on 1 in 4 American residential family vehicles. All right, so cars all across the U.S. and they don't have backlinks like that. Okay, that's insane. It's huge. All right. Now, how well is the guy doing? It's just however well the guy's program's doing, but we've heard from him. He's getting a lot of qualified callers now on top of the tons of visitors he gets. And his site isn't necessarily better than other cash gifting sites, so it's not like his is winning the game necessarily, but if you throw enough out there, of course, if you have enough links, if you have enough backlinks, then you're going to wind up doing well. And this guy's getting qualified customers. He's absolutely floored and happy as heck because he's getting checks showing up in his mail for lots and lots of money, and it's working out very well for him. Anyway, 54,500 minus a paltry 3,590 off his site. Massive, over 50,000 backlinks on the internet. All for that guy's program. Okay, now let me show you something else. Mass-optimized WordPress-solutions.com is owned by Michael Paul, the creator of the WordPress system layover onto the Mowg system. It is the Mowg system with a WordPress flair. And he has not been creating pages for his site for the same reason I don't create pages for MojiCrew.com when people ask me. Why not do a Moji run on the Moji Crew to get tons of visitors? The answer is because it'll work. I get too many visitors. I can't possibly keep up with all of them. And so there is all this stuff. But here he is just training. And so he wound up creating a bunch of backlinks, even with funny things like this, which says SSS and then doesn't, well, SSS here. That one says SEO, that one does not. But he's just doing this kind of thing to prove the point. So he's doing this during training. But anyway, again, during training, he has to show people how the backlinks work. And so he shows them the plugins and how to use them and everything else. So take a look at this. 24,000 backlinks for his site. And that's almost against his will. He just did it because he had to for part of the training to teach you guys how to do your stuff. All right, now moving on. Here's one of our first actual clients, one of our first students, you could say, from the first webinar series, 3 weeks old. This guy followed through on the training and put his stuff out, and he got his stuff out late. It's not very old, it's something like 9 days old. But anyway, he's got like 360 results so far directly off the site. He's got about 2,480 backlinks. It's a big deal. I mean, the guy's probably doing all right. And I'll show you some results that matter coming up here very shortly. All right, let me show you some more. Let me show you some of the guys who are struggling. And I mean by struggling, I mean these are the guys who know very little about the computer, very little about the internet. They barely can tell you the difference between left clicking and right clicking. All right. And I don't mean to point people out too much that way, but I want to make the point. Let me go here. And that brings up what I just put in there. So that's the next slide. Here's a guy, Rome House Buyers, housebuyerssite.com, and Will, the owner of that site. Sorry for pointing you out. I'm just going to point you out for trading, but feel good about yourself. I know this guy started off and he had a lot of challenges. For him, this stuff was extremely difficult. He really doesn't know much about computers and the internet, but he's been learning. In our courses, he's been keeping up. Some of his first results are funny. They're like that. Okay, and that's like one of the first pages he created, really. And then he figured out what he was doing, and he created a bunch of pages, but he didn't put variation into the exact titles. However, it's still carried because he put variation into the meta descriptions. Difficulty here is that these things don't read very well, but that's because English just is tough for him. Nonetheless, it doesn't really matter. No one's ever going to see this page. Why? Because no one's ever going to do a search like that on the internet. They're going to search for some combination of words, like, who knows, like higher learn institution, and then maybe one or two other words in here that could be something like endowing in or penny stocks or whatever, and then that page will come up, but none of these other pages will. It's not like this guy's going to be seen badly. It's just whatever people are doing the searches on, those pages will come up. You know, like maybe that one will come up because somebody's doing first mortgage lending, lender information, or anything like that, or covet. They have some of the words in their search, whatever their search is. No big deal. You know, you do a Moji run, you do a Mowg-WordPress run, and you do it to learn the ropes. Get the technicalities down, go through funny little mistakes like that and overcome it. And his problem here is that he set to publish too soon. He didn't realize that that was a mistake, but now he knows. It's okay. Because how much does it cost to create a second WordPress run, Mowg-WordPress run? The answer is nothing if it's on the same domain. You can create unlimited WordPress runs on any one domain. You can have subdomains. You could sell bluecaps.yourdomain.com. Then you could sell like yellow t-shirts.yourdomain.com, then blackjackets.yourdomain.com. You could sell forklifts. You could sell Mother's Day flowers. It doesn't matter. And if you go to create another Mowg-WordPress run on some other domain, how much does that cost you? Once you have the tools and you have the knowledge, it costs you like $10 to get a new domain name, and then you can sell whatever you want. So we have guys who will come up literally with a new Mowg-WordPress run every single week to get all these results to keep trailing behind them. It takes you a couple of days to get this done, and then you get the pages dripping and the backlinks through Facebook, Twitter, MySpace, and everywhere else in their RSS feeds, over 100 RSS feeds, by the way, dripping for the rest of the year. You keep getting paid back with increasing results all year long. We can even automate the authors to create new author names. It's a piece of cake. You press a button to do it once you learn how it works. All right, so anyway.